Well, hello, you came back. In this video, we're doing part 2 of my pandemic finds. We're going all the way back to March, to my Portland trip. I'm not even showing everything. I just have acquired that many albums in the past few months. So we're sticking to the goodies, and I'm going to be showing some VCLT as well. And I'm going to start with VCLT as a matter of fact. And this album I received from Bill at the Vinylverse. I will put a link to his channel below. Bill and I have been friends since around the time I started my channel, I think. I think maybe he started his channel around the same time I did or a little after, I don't know, but check out Bill's channel. And yeah, I always love seeing what he has picked up, and he does contest entries. He sent me this Minor Victories album. It's their self-titled album. This was released in 2016, and if you haven't heard this, I would urge you to go and sample it. This is a super group. So members from Mogwai, the editors, and Slow Dive's Rachel Goswell formed this group, and I think this is the only album they've made together, but it is worth the listen. So if you like dream pop, shoegaze, a little bit of electronica thrown in there, you're gonna want to hear this. So the inner sleeve looks like this, and you got the lyrics on the other side. I really love the song Higher Hopes. Really a beautiful song. And also one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Mark Kozelek, he joins Rachel Goswell for kind of a duet song, and it's called For You Always. I just love the lyrics to that song. I haven't followed Mark's latest releases with Sun Kill Moon. I kind of lost a little bit of interest. I need to go back to Benji because that one got pretty rave reviews, but I pretty much stick to his work with the Red House Painters, and then I especially love the first 2 Sun Kill Moon albums, which I've been spinning April a lot recently, my CD. Anyway, see, I'm getting off track already. I do tend to go off in other directions. Bill, thank you. I really appreciate you sending me this. Right up my alley. Okay, next I purchased this compilation of sorts from the Television Personalities, and isn't this awesome packaging right here? This is actually a 2 CD set of their singles from 78 to 89, and there's also a second set of their later material, but I chose to get this one. And what it looks like is it's got each CD on the front and back right there, and then you get some, you know, background on the band and some photos. So Television Personalities, kind of a unique band. They were from London. The leader of the group is Dan, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Tracy or Treacy. It's T-R-E-A-C-Y. They can be described as indie pop with some psych and punk thrown in. If you know me, I like to categorize music by genres and subgenres. It's kind of my thing. It's how I keep all my music straight, so I know where to file it, because I do like to organize my collection by genre and subgenre. They've got some witty lyrics. I don't think they're going to be for everyone. I already have their second album on vinyl. I think it's their second album. It's called They Should Have Been Bigger Than the Beatles, which I enjoy. So it's kind of nice to just hear a sampling of their singles from this time period. They also do a rad cover of The Creations' Biff Bang Pow. So I'm going to try to include a few clips from this for you guys. Definitely check them out. They have a lot of albums to investigate. Alright, the next album I got for free, actually. This lady was getting rid of a bunch of albums, and she just said she was going to leave them outside of her garage if I wanted to come pick them up. A lot of it was kind of easy listening or folk or classical. So a lot of it wasn't up my alley, but my mom actually wanted several of those albums, so I gave some to her. And this was one of them I really liked in there. Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood. Nancy and Lee. I just love her look. I don't know. Her eye makeup and everything, her hair. She was quite the beauty. This album is just a very satisfying 60s pop record. I'm not sure if you guys have heard this. Songs to check out, songs you might already know. Summer Wine, Some Velvet Morning. They do a great cover of Jackson, which I'm sure you're familiar with, the Johnny Cash and June Carter version. I also love the song Sand. Really love the arrangements on here, and it's just a beautiful pairing of their voices. I'd say this copy is a VG for the vinyl. It's hard to find a VG plus or better of this in my experience. All right, let me just reach for some CDs here. I'm going to show this one from the Go-Betweens, and I had to buy this one off of eBay. It's kind of hard to track down, but you can find one on eBay. Go-Between CDs are not cheap, as well as their vinyl. That's just how it is. Anyway, I have Brian at Shamrock and Records to thank for introducing this album to me. I think as far back as 2 years ago, he told me to check this album out. He recommended it to me, and I sampled it at the time, and I really enjoyed it. But it's just taken me this long to finally get a physical copy in my collection. So thank you, Brian. This is kind of a comeback album for them. I think it was recorded about 12 years after 16 Lovers Lane came out. And they recruited a new bassist and also members of Sleater Kinney and Quasi. This is a remarkable album. Going Blind. I mean, this is so good. So I know I've been talking about the Go-Betweens a lot. It's just, I love them so much, and I've been acquiring a lot of their albums as of late. So another one from the Go-Betweens, The Friends of Rachel Worth.
Sure got a funny way of hanging on, 'cause I'm going blind. Sure got a funny way.
So right now I'm going to show two Neil Young albums that are heavy hitters in his catalog, but I just did not have them on vinyl. So the first one I acquired in a trade I did with Mike Guitar Player 07. I'll leave a link to his channel below. The trade was very nice, and he's probably one of the youngest members in the VC. Check him out. He likes a little bit of everything, classical, jazz, classic rock, you name it. He probably has something in every genre in his collection. So yeah, we did the trade, and I got this one. This is On the Beach, and I just love how, I don't know if you can see, but the inside of the jacket there's a really neat print. I think it's the same with the original. I'm not for certain. But yeah, Neil is on reprise. Yeah, a necessary album to own, albeit a difficult listen. You will reap the benefits after repeated listens. What an ending track with Ambulance Blues, right? Yeah, this is one of my favorites from Neil's catalog for sure, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because loads of people in this community have already showed and spoken about this album. So there's that one. And the second Neil Young album I wanted to show is Tonight's the Night. I got this in Portland, and I got it at a store called Musique Plastique, which was a cute little store that I didn't really expect to find much, but you know, dug through all the bins, and I found this one and another one I'm going to show. cover's not in the greatest shape, but the vinyl is very clean, again, on reprise. So this is an album about loss. Neil Young suffered quite a bit of loss before he wrote this album. He lost a roadie named Bruce Berry, and also the Crazy Horse guitarist died from an overdose. It's a heavy emotional album. He's really turning his sorrows into art here. So again, kind of a difficult listen, but I mean, like I said, this is art, so I don't really know what else to say. I'm kind of at a loss for words how good this album is. Gatefold there. And that was $15 from that store I just mentioned. Okay, one I was missing from my collection that I found in Portland. Actually, my friend Bo found this one at a store called Mississippi Records. It's a brand new reissue, and it was only $12, so I'm like, yeah, I'm buying that. I've been waiting to find this for a decent price. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this because everyone shows this record. It's a trippy garage psych record. It's their debut from 1966. They had a one-of-a-kind texture to their songs with that electric jug. Yeah, it's like a time capsule when you listen to this record. Absolutely awesome. All right, here's that second record I got from Musique Plastique in Portland. And this is the Cramps' second album from 1981, and it's called Psychedelic Jungle. And this is a grail. I had been looking for this for a while. So their first two records are my favorite. I also have their first, Songs the Lord Taught Us. And the Cramps are just crazy, fun, really out there. I love the reverb guitar from Poison Ivy. She's an underrated guitarist, you guys. But yeah, they're psychobilly, punk, so I had to get that second record.
What I do, I still can't find a clue.
Next is a band that I did not have in my collection, and somebody showed a couple of their albums on Instagram. I was like, oh man, that takes me back to college because I used to listen to them quite a bit, and I just didn't have any of their work on CD. So I hopped on eBay and I got these two albums. This is the Chameleons UK, or the Chameleons. I'm going to show their first album here first. So this is a band, a post-punk band that formed in Manchester, England in 1981. And this is their first album called Script of the Bridge. And turns out this is the 25th anniversary CD edition. So it has a bonus disc with unreleased versions of some songs, a live concert. I'm not sure if any of that's gonna come through, but check out the songs Up the Down Escalator and As High as You Can Go. I really like those. You guys gotta hear this band if you haven't. In fact, I found a little mini, not a review, but kind of a description of what this album is like, and it looks like Andrew Welsh of the Daily Record commented that the album is characterized by subtly psychedelic Cure-like guitars and militaristic drum patterns reminiscent of Joy Division, if that gives you any clue of what their sound is like. So that's their first album. And then I got their third album, which is called Strange Times. And this one also contains some bonus tracks, so I'm thankful to get the expanded editions of these albums. This is actually Mark Burgess's favorite album that they've done. Noel Gallagher from Oasis is hugely influenced by this band, and particularly this album right here. So check out Strange Times. They had a couple singles off this, Tears and Swamp Thing, yeah. And then do check out the song Soul in Isolation. These two albums are excellent. I'm a big fan, and I know there's vinyl reissues of these. I might pick those up down the road because these are that good. show some VCLT really quick right here. So my friend Joe, and his Instagram handle is Athens441. He sent me a package, and he sent me this new of Montreal album. It's called You Are Fun. And all right, I do hate this cover. I hate this album cover. It is pure cheese, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a gatefold. If you can get an idea of what that looks like. It's on this beautiful red vinyl. Thank you. Kevin Barnes is the leader of Montreal. Of Montreal are part of the Elephant Six bands. I don't know if you guys are familiar. But this album, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm not sure if it'll grow on me. It's kind of mainstream, I guess indie pop. I'm gonna have to give it a few more spins, but Joe, I really appreciate you sending me this. They're from Athens, Georgia, which is where Joe is from. Yeah, so he sent me, let's see here. Let's see, he sent me this Athens sticker. He sent me this sticker, Already Dead Tapes. Is that a record label? I don't know. Polyvinyl sticker. Girlsville. So Joe has sent me a package before, and I appreciate your friendship very much. Thank you. I'm gonna be giving that one some more listens for sure. And then I got a package all the way from Scotland. My friend Danny, he sent me a mixed CD as well. Here, I'm just gonna read the note, or at least the first part of the note. He says, "Hi Hannah, greetings from Crail in Scotland. I hope this finds you happy and well. I really enjoyed your last couple of videos on the jangle pop and power pop genres that I love too. Also liked your video on the shoegaze genre. He grew up in Bellshill, home of the Soup Dragons, BMX Bandits, and Teenage Fan Club. That's freaking awesome. But I spent a lot of time in Glasgow too. Thanks for turning me on to the Deadbeat Poets. Right on. Hallelujah Anyway is particularly impressive. Yes, it is. A band you didn't mention was the Vigilantes of Love, a 90s band from Athens, Georgia. Bill Maloney is the main man in the band. Here's a nice compilation of them, which I hope you enjoy. And yes, this Vigilantes of Love comp, I really dig. Thank you for sending that to me. I had never heard of them. Yes, very jangle pop with some Americana influences, I would say, and really dug this. And
you drown, yeah, you drown, and you drown, and you drown.
And then he was very generous. He sent me a mix CD called Angel Musicians, and it has just a bunch of bands he really enjoys from different genres. So you've got some shoegaze, some dream pop on here, some power pop. Good stuff. There's Starflyer 59, Pains of Being Pure at Heart, The Pastels, which I have a pastel CD, Weather Prophets, Green Pajamas, Ladybug Transistor, Mary Lou Lord, which I have one of her EPs on vinyl, Radio Department, which I have kind of a comp CD of theirs. So Danny, thank you so very much for this. You have primo taste, my friend, and shipping isn't cheap from overseas, so that meant a lot. Oh, I almost forgot to show a grail. I would have been so upset that you didn't see it. I got this, where did I order this from? I can't even remember the store name. It's an online store. A lot of people order from it. I'm drawing a blank. I'm gonna put it down below so you can see. I forget things sometimes. I got this quality record pressing analog productions of one of my favorite albums, Pet Sounds from the Beach Boys. And this is a 45 RPM remastered pressing. Yes, Kevin Gray did the remastering of this, and this is the stereo version. You guys, if you want a perfect pressing of Beach Boys Pet Sounds, I mean, you're gonna pay a little bit more. This wasn't cheap. I did wait until they did a little 15% off sale, so, which they do on occasion. Keep an eye on that. So they have a stereo remaster of this as well as a mono. I went ahead and got the stereo. It sounds so good. And my speakers aren't even that high end. I mean, they're good for what I need, but imagine if you had like super high end speakers. This would be epic. So this is my third vinyl copy of this album. I have a 60s original duophonic stereo press as well as an 80s mono press, and now this is the jam of the bunch. Yes, it is so good. I mean, I've talked about this album before. It's a must-have. In fact, it's probably in my top 3 albums of all time. So, gorgeous pressing. Gorgeous pressing. All the hype is true on this Kevin Gray 45 RPM remaster. Get it. You need it. Thank you so much for watching. I think my next video is going to be Jangle Pop Part 3. So, if you're into that, I'll see you here next time. And hey, take it easy.